This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back to the show. We are joined by our biodynamic craniosacral therapist. Debra Hodgen Wellness is the name of the company. Her name is Debra Hodgen, and we're ecstatic she's back here with yet another guest. Always excited when she does this. We're going to talk more about her hands-on approach to healing, what she does, and how she's helping so many with this modality and so much more, let alone the yoga as well. So first and foremost, welcome back. How are you?
Good, really good. Had a lot of things going on today, but I got them all smoothed out, so feels good.
Beautiful. To make time for us and to showcase the amazing work you're doing. And would you mind just starting off by introducing your guest?
Yes, I'm happy to be joined by my craniosacral teacher, Peggy Reynolds, and she's going to talk to us about something that you may not have heard about before.
That's a teaser. What is that? Give us a hint.
It involves a new method of healing that not very many people have had I assume not very many people have had the opportunity to try. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Thank you. Well, let's get started. Tell us a little bit about the work you're doing. Let's bring her in and get started. Thank you.
Okay. So Peggy, let people know how you connected with this new method of healing and what it is like, what it's about.
Well, it's primarily working with horses. And horses have an electromagnetic field that is really, really big. And it's basically heart energy. And just by being in the presence of a horse, you begin to feel that peaceful, down-regulated part of yourself. And you don't even realize why. You just feel really good around horses. And you cannot deny it. It's very, very strong. So the therapy itself is called Equus coaching. And it involves, most people are familiar with life coaching, where you would come to a coach with some kind of life thing you wanted to work on. Could be work, could be relationship, could be finances or health, and find some clarity with that to be able to move forward in your life and get you going when you feel stuck. And so, yes, I am the coach, but the horse is the therapist. So I may work with you on your clarity about what you're working with, and then after teaching you some safety tips, I would put you in with the horse, and it would be on the ground, not riding. And the horse would have a response. They're very, very good mirrors. And it would have responses and movements having to do with what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're expressing. And so what you think you want to work on might be different than, it's like, are you really being honest with yourself? And the horse will help you get super clear on that. So it's always magical. And so that's just kind of the overall.
Wow. And how did you get started, though, working with the horses? Could you just share a little bit of that?
Sure. So I had a horse when I was a teenager, and at that stage in life, you need somebody to talk to. And the only two people that got me, I say people because I think of horses as people, but was my maternal grandmother and my horse. And so I was really lucky to have him for some time, but then we moved into the city and I had to let him go, and it just broke my heart. I didn't get back into horses until my kids were out of the nest. I was about mid-40s, and I ended up obtaining a horse, and I kind of knew nothing.
Yeah.
So it's been a journey. And so, yes, so I'm in the horse world. I'm a horse owner, and I got invited to one of these workshops by a therapist that I know for like a 1 day group work. And I was really touched by the community itself, the people that came. Very trauma informed, touchy-feely folks, my kind of people. So
Yeah.
they were telling me about this training, and it really didn't seem like something I was going to be able to do. It seemed a little out of my reach, but you know what? I ended up being able to pull it off. It was it's about a year and a half training, and some of that was Zoom, and some of that was hands-on. And again, another amazing group of it's women. It's mostly women that get involved in horses. There was one male teacher, and he was fantastic as well. So it's called Equus Coaching, if anybody is interested in actually training in it. And they have trainees both on the East and the West Coast.
Wow.
So yeah, that's how I got involved in it. I was like, oh my God, this is right up my alley, because I'm already doing healing work, been doing healing work for 30 years. But there was this transition that I had to go through, because I'm not the therapist, right? The horse is the therapist, and I would be wanting to like go in and help touch the person, do different things, and so I've learned how to be on the outside of the corral while the horse is doing the deep work with the client.
Amazing. And I'm sure this is very, beneficial. I've heard a lot about, horses and animals like this helping children, adults, people with, disabilities or we call them abilities, right? And there's like a sixth sense that they have. There's something so soulful and deep with them. And that is just, it drives me crazy. How many horses do you own?
Oh, just one.
Okay. Oh, just one.
That's
A lot of work, right? Yeah.
plenty.
Yeah. A lot of work, yes. I recently had a fall and injured my shoulder,
Oh,
and it's hard work, and I can't do it. So my friend is helping me out, and then I have this ranch that I like to go to, and he gets to stay there sometimes. So I called my friend, and I said, "Can he just come up for a couple of weeks?" And up there, he eats the natural grass. You don't have to, he's on acres and acres of land, so you really don't have to clean up after him.
yeah.
And he's with his best friend. So he gets to live a real horse life up there. But when he's not there, he's in a smaller area, and it is a lot more work.
Wow.
Keep him moving, keep him healthy.
Got it. Deborah, what else do you want to ask?
But you can come,
Oh,
I'm sorry, I just thought of something.
I just wanted to ask, can you describe any experiences or outcomes that people have had when you've given them a session with the horse?
Sure. There seems to be a pathway that opens for people to be able to access emotion that they may have not been able to access. They haven't felt the safety to do that.
Yeah.
And somehow being around the horse, they're able to connect with that part of themselves that really needs to let go. And the other thing that I notice is that these big ahas come. So let's say they do go through a couple cycles of like, oh, and this feeling and letting that go and kind of layers, and then coming to some truth for themselves. And there's no question or answer for that, right? That's a deeper awakening that seems to happen. My horse, he will connect with a person, do some reflection, and then many times he goes over and he literally lays down.
Mm.
And the person can like go and sit with him while he
Oh,
is in this really quiet, he's like going to sleep. He's showing them like how safe it really is. And he doesn't
amazing.
even do that with me.
Ah,
No, he doesn't do that with me. I'm like, I mean, I can go sit with him if he is resting, but
yeah,
he has shown me over and over again that he knows exactly what people need.
yeah.
And it's fascinating. And what I was going to say is, you don't have to know anything about horses. And that's what I was really taken back with at that workshop. I was the only one that knew about horses. And these
Oh,
women
wow.
all came just trusting, right? And I'm thinking safety. Oh, they're going to something, this and that. They took us up and they had many horses, and you just kind of got to know the horses, and then you pick the horse that you wanted to work with. And then they just brought that horse over
Yeah,
and put you in the round pen with it, which is like a kind of a round corral area, and said, okay, well, what do you want to do with the horse? Like, you could make the horse run, or you could just
yeah.
cry on the horse, whatever you want to do. And everything worked out. There was not one safety issue. And whereas one horse might act really quiet with one person because they're kind of in winter, right? They're kind of feeling a little more depressed. The horse would just stand there, so they could cry on the horse. Whereas another person might be a little more like in spring and ready to move forward. And that horse will be, they'll say, hey, why don't you move around? The horse is like running around, and nobody's in danger, right? But it's true. Every horse
Mm-hmm. Wow.
is completely aligning with that person and what that person needs in this moment. So fascinating.
I know someone who's extremely afraid of horses, and I was actually thinking of recommending this therapy to her so that she can be shown that you can be present, and it might take some stages with her. But I think this would be wonderful for people that also have, whatever other issues, but also maybe a fear of some sort.
We can actually work through that. Yes. And of course, I'm not going to just turn them loose with the horse,
Right.
right? We might have the horse tied up and be doing, some grooming, where they actually get to touch the horse, but the horse can't move because the horse is stabilized, right? And held in that position. And they can get to know how it is to touch the horse. Again, they're in the biosphere of the horse. They're feeling it. They're starting to feel safer, even though there is, the element still within them from whatever trauma has happened. And it's a good way to work through that.
That's great.
I'd be happy to work
Is
with
is
your
the
scared
horse,
friend.
Yeah.
aw, is the horse always receptive to the person, or has there been times where the horse steps back? Is it too much sometimes for the horse, with someone's trauma that come in, or have you witnessed anything like that?
No, more so if a person is not present in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, there's times where you're really connected, and maybe you're telling a story or you're expressing yourself and you're really connected. And then there are times for all of us where we're a little more maybe in our head, and we're not really feeling grounded.
Mm-hmm.
And so the story is a little different when we come from there, and our energy is different. And the horse, let's say a person's being very authentic, connected, and the horse will come up and, they just do all this cute stuff where they're making contact, giving little kisses. And then when a person becomes less present, they will literally, sometimes they just turn around and give you their butt. Or
Ah,
sometimes they just, yeah, or, or they just walk away. And that's the time that I would ask, what's happening right now? And then a person could get that reflection inside and choose if they want to, what they need to do, what they want to do for themselves. And then they shift, and the horse comes right back.
Yeah.
And this happens over and over and over and over again. And most people would like to become more present.
Yeah.
Most people want to know that, but they're in these habits, and they don't have a lot of skills, and they don't have good mirrors in their life.
I know when I do craniosacral therapy that sometimes people come for a session and think they really want to get into stuff, but they sort of leave their body. It's like it's too much for them to come into contact with their feelings or with their traumas or whatever. And literally, as a therapist, Peggy and I both do craniosacral, you can just feel it's like I can't say it any other way, but it feels like the person leaves. And it takes a while. Sometimes I'll say to them, how's your chest feeling right now? And it lets them know, oh yeah, I do have a body, and they kind of come back again. But I would imagine there's kind of a little bit of that with the horse thing too, that people, like you said, people need to be present and grounded to receive the most benefit from it, seems to me.
Well, and when people are getting craniosacral, they're laying down, right? And it's easy to drift off kind of when you're laying down. Whereas you're standing and there's a 1,000-pound animal in front of you, you do feel the need to be more present. And so horses often, just because, whether they're a threat or not, it's not okay to get lackadaisical around horses because especially like if you're riding, I notice if I'm riding, boy, I am so present because I could lose my balance, right? I could get really, really hurt. But if I'm really present, I can feel what the horse is, where it's going, if it's getting spooked, if I need to do something to help the horse feel better. It's a relationship. And so in the round pen, being on the ground, you get the element of the need to stay in your body a lot more than you would on the table. And so that's kind of helpful. There was a woman in the training when I was going through the training, and she was deathly afraid of horses. She had been hurt. I think she came off and became very injured. And I was surprised she was in the training. And she didn't own a horse. And I watched her, and that was one of those moments where I just wanted to go in and rescue her because she was right on the edge of this, anxiety attack. And the teacher, I think the teacher asked her, "What do you need right now?" And she said, "I need to let go of the rope." So she was able to go inside herself and figure out what was going to help her be safe in the moment. And she let go of the rope. And later on, she was able to hold the rope with the teacher, like through the teacher. And then by the end of the training, she led that horse from a field all the way over to be into Southern pasture, totally by herself. And it's about being able to gain that trust in yourself and what do I need? How can I take care of me? So that's the bottom line in life, right? If we know what we need, then we can do something about it. But if we are in that reactive state all the time, it's hard to know what we need. So a coach is a good person to be able to say, okay, because I know everything's okay, right? That doesn't mean the person that I'm working with is feeling at all okay. But there is a way to kind of ride the edge without tipping over, if you know what I mean.
No. Interesting.
It's amazing how animals, how you can have different relationships with animals and how it feels like they're natural healers too. And a horse is the greatest example of that. I have, out of my 6 cats I own, one of them, Alice, is very much a healer. If you're not feeling well, she'll come and lay on your chest. She'll
Oh,
do different things. And it's interesting to think about where healing comes from, where you connect to the energy and that type of thing. So, yeah. Have you ever tried doing the sessions with the person lying down like you would normally work on them?
I haven't yet.
Do you think it could be doable?
Yeah. So the place where I keep my horse, they have one side of the ranch is very much about rodeo. The girls run barrels and catch cows and do all this kind of thing. But on my side, and we're just across a little tiny dirt road.
yeah.
On my side, it's just me and one other mare, um, and a lot of times it's super quiet, and I can do sessions there. Um, and I mean, somebody may come along,
Yeah.
and that's my only reserve on that is that I would have to stop the session if somebody comes along. So but yes, Deborah, maybe you would like to come out and we can try
I
that.
Ah, see?
I probably would be a good candidate. Yeah. I when I was a little girl, our neighbors had horses, and then they ended up moving away to have bigger space, and they raised Arabians. And
Oh, wow.
always just loved horses. There was a teeny bit of fear, being a little kid, but in general, I just always thought horses were so beautiful, and so I would be a good candidate to try that.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm ready.
Awesome. My
Yes.
goodness. And we still have 5 more minutes left, ladies. What else do you want to make sure that we cover for today?
Let's see. Um, Well, I had a really good cranial session yesterday that I received, and that was from Peggy. It's been months since I finally got myself onto the table, but it was very nice. And there was a moment toward the end of the session where Peggy put her hands on my chest, and it was just the deepest, sweetest, um, kind of heart opening time, and I just go, oh yeah, this is why I like this stuff. It's pretty darn good. So, I just wanted to share for everybody that it's important, no matter what kind of body worker you are, or therapist or whatever, it's always very important to receive the work too, because you become a stronger healer when you can receive it as well.
Beautifully said. Thank you so
Yeah. So
much.
a call out to all healers.
Yes, that's right. That's
Aw.
right.
We
Well,
need each other.
can you
Yeah.
tell us, Peggy, how we can contact you if someone wants to reach out to you? And then Deborah will end obviously with your contact information too. Thank you.
So you can, my phone number, 760-809-7081. And my website is peggy-reynolds.com. And you'll see on my website that I do a lot of healing work. So that's fun to check out. And um, that's how you can reach me.
Beautiful. Thank
I
you.
really appreciate being on the show. Thank you guys so much.
Well, thank you for your insight and
And
thank
then
you for
for
doing
me,
what you do. Go
oh,
ahead, Deborah.
I was just gonna say that if you would like to reach me, my website is debrahodgen.com, DebraHodgen. And on that website, it explains a little more what craniosacral is. And also, I also do remote sessions, which are very fun. It's kind of exciting to be, 1,000 miles away from somebody, but still feel the energy of the whole process. So,
Yeah, beautifully said.
so
Well,
if you're going to
thank
take a
you.
vacation, and yeah, take a vacation in San Diego and you could see either one of us or do it remotely. I don't think the horse thing works so much remotely.
Yeah, I was going to ask
But
that. No. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank
Well,
you.
yes, actually it does.
Oh,
If you have access to a horse, absolutely.
oh, yeah.
Wow. Who knew?
Yeah,
Thank
that
you
makes
so
sense.
much. All right, ladies, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for being here for the insight and input as always. And thanks for helping to help others is really what you all do. And you help transform people and through animals, through craniosacral therapy, through just being you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.